Hi, Richard here, and welcome back to the Ecom at One podcast. Today's a proper laugh, but absolutely tactical too. I'm talking with Sarah Lee, Head of Social and Influencer Marketing at the INKEY List, creative force behind their TikTok shop, and Kiri Leach, who runs INKEY List D2C and e-commerce ops. We cover everything from chaotic live stream moments to the quiz that drives LTV, slick live scripting, bundles, and how affiliates are becoming a core acquisition channel. This episode is a hands-on manual for live shopping success. If you want a real-world playbook for live shopping and creator-led growth, this one is for you. Now do me a favor, hit the subscribe or follow button wherever you are listening to this so you're always the first to know when a new episode drops. Right, let's head into this fantastic episode. Hi and welcome to the Ecom at One podcast. How are we doing?
Yeah, thank you for having us.
No problem at all. Right, well, I think before we get into it, I think it'd be absolutely must introduce yourselves and tell us how you got into the world of e-commerce and all things TikTok.
So I'm Sarah Lee. I work at the INKEY List, and I'd say I've probably gone e-commerce adjacent. So my background is social and influencer marketing, and then as TikTok shops come to the forefront, that's generally how I've got a bit closer to the e-commerce world.
Exciting. And yourself, Kiri?
Yes, I'm at the INKEY List as well, but I started on e-commerce probably back when I was about 13 on MySpace back in the day. And people would give me their login details to, do some code on their theme and make it all customized. So, and then that transpired into Bebo. And then, just worked for e-commerce brands ever since. Now I work on the INKEY List D2C site and manage all the activity on there.
Brilliant. So back in the day then on MySpace, that's a bit of a blast from the past.
It's a long time ago now.
I don't think we've done an episode on MySpace, even though we've been doing this a while, but not quite that long. Not quite that long. So tell us all about INKEY List.
So the INKEY List is a skincare brand. We were founded back in around 2018 by Colette Laxton and Mark Curry, who are from a Boots background.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to meet those guys around the time they were starting the INKEY List and joined from really early days. And we are a skincare brand. We are focused on accessibility and incredible formulations at really great price points, but also breaking down how the products work so our customers are really clear on how they use them, what they use and when. And our motto is no BS, just better skin. So cutting through a lot of the marketing jargon and all of that just to deliver really effective formulations and helping people navigate what works for them.
I might pinch that. No BS, just great marketing.
Oh, yours.
So probably quite a crowded market, isn't it? Skincare, I would say.
Yes, it's a really competitive landscape. It's been really interesting, carving our own path in that over the last few years and really making a name for ourselves just in the UK and the US against that competition. I think as a team, and especially at us that have been here for so long now, we're so proud of where we've got to.
Because 2018 is not that long ago, is it really?
No, and when you look at what has happened in that time period with COVID and all the tariffs and everything, it's been a really interesting landscape to navigate. But happy to say we are, as strong as ever.
I think COVID actually helped our growth because that was the reason we made a D2C website, wasn't it? To
in a very
serve customers during lockdown.
So prior to that, no D2C site?
No, just in store.
Yeah.
We had a D2C, we had a site, but it wasn't for sales. It was purely for education.
Yeah.
And I think the team managed to turn that around in a very short time frame.
Overnight.
That was terrifying.
So 6 years then, a very crowded market, no website until 4 or 5 years ago. How have you been able to sort of differentiate and stand out in the market, would you say?
I think on site, our main selling point was our skin quiz. So that really sets apart from other skincare brands at the time. And probably even now, I think most brands do have one, but we were kind of the first to do it. Was, to Sarah's point, making that education really clear, making that decision process easier. And that is still today one of our most valuable tools for new customers. If we can get you to do the quiz, we know what your lifetime value is going to be with us. And it's still really important, that decision-making journey, I think.
And we had, alongside the quiz, a 24/7 human-powered skincare service. So we had an amazing team called Ask INKEY, and customers could come and ask their skincare questions, and the team would give them really honest advice. So they weren't not really KPI'd on sales, but the quality of the interactions. And you'd find that in certain circumstances, we'd actually recommend competitor products because we wanted it to be a really authentic experience for them. If we didn't have the right product, we were happy to say, you can go and find one. Here's a brand at a price point equivalent to our own. So I think that was alongside.
That's a real standout thing, isn't it? Rather than just obviously promoting your own stuff and recommending your own stuff. So quizzes, we talk about quite a lot. It's something we really recommend to obviously segment and make sure that user visitor is finding something of value or buying the thing that they're really. Obviously maybe 6 years ago you introduced quizzes. How's that evolved now? Is there any sort of snippets you can give our listeners around how, is there any advanced parts to that quiz you would say that are really like, oh, if you're listening right now, I think, but hell, that's a really good idea.
100%. I think it obviously started off quite simple. It was just like a few step question, and you got perhaps one recommended routine. Since then, it's evolved into 3 routines, depending on how much you want to spend and how many steps in your routine you want. And then as our formulas have progressed as well, we've introduced super solutions, which are kind of extra strong products. So if you tell us you've got a certain concern at some point within the quiz, we might ask you a few more questions about that particular concern to see if you could qualify for the stronger solution or not. And in addition to that is, in the past couple of years now that we've got like a loyalty program, you kind of get free products and other incentives on top of those advanced routines, if you will.
If you've gone through the quiz process.
Yeah.
So you're encouraged to go through the quiz.
Yeah.
To then get on the loyalty to get the different deals and different discounts and so forth and lifetime value, which I'm sure we'll touch on more. Okay. Yeah, big fan of quizzes. Absolutely, especially in your niche. So we've got to talk about TikTok Shop. We touched on it before we hit record. I know you've got lots of amazing stories to share. But obviously, what was sort of the initial motivation, the initial sort of idea behind getting live with TikTok Shop?
So I think when I started at the INKEY List, so I was here at the start, I left for a few years and then came back again. And one of my things on my to-do list was get the US TikTok Shop set up. I hadn't really thought too much about it. We kind of, I think, dabbled with it before I started, but hadn't really driven it in any capacity. And as I was working to get this US shop set up and the conversation we were having with the account reps in the US and in the UK, suddenly it seemed like this was a really, really interesting opportunity in terms of brand awareness as well as the sales and the platform itself. So I think we went into it unknown about what we were sort of getting ourselves into. And it was just through...
It was so new as well as a platform. We didn't really have any expectations.
It's been driven by curiosity, I would say.
Yeah.
But those guys are sort of saying, I should really try because it's been successful for them or more?
I think it was when we were talking to the US account reps and started realising the volume of sales that other brands are driving through that channel, and then realising that we are a very equivalent brand to those, and it felt like it was a really great opportunity for us to be getting there and looking at how we could achieve those same numbers.
Yeah, so it was like, really? They're doing that much through doing this? We maybe should have a look, and then had a proper look. And then obviously did your first live. How did that go?
Our first lives were, I think our first live was for Singles Day, and we've never gone live before. We did it in the office. It was an all-day party, so we had influencers in the office, and much like your setup here, we had a meeting room booth, which was our live lab. None of us had really, I think we'd done 2 practice labs beforehand, and it was, we made some money, which was great because we weren't expecting to sell anything. I think we accidentally sold maybe 1,000 sunscreens at £1, which we should not have done. Looking back.
Oh, so
we let our CEO
we let our CEO on.
He used to give it away.
And he let me run the deals at a point where it was my sort of first time. But we had an amazing experience. And I think it was suddenly the connection we had with the audience watching in the live and being able to respond to them. It felt like a really interesting place for community and how we grew out there. And then our first big live, which was at Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park, which was an amazing experience, but it was definitely riddled with challenges. Fun challenges.
learnings.
I mean, for those that don't know, Winter Wonderland in the heart of London is probably one of the biggest attractions in London around the lead up to 4 or 5 weeks to Christmas. It's packed with, I would say, hundreds of thousands of people, literally hundreds of thousands. I've been a couple of times and it's crazy busy. Hundreds of thousands of people on a nightly, daily basis. So you did a live in the middle of that.
Yes, we were given an igloo. And it was tiny. And you had half an igloo was the front stage facing the camera, and the back half was where we were all sat on the floor on laptops. And we ourselves had made an error with the store. We hadn't realised we'd missed some fulfillment goals. And as a result of that, our store was capped to 50 orders a day. So I've flown in from New York, got straight off the plane, gone to this live because we had another event in New York. And we're sort of 30 minutes into the live and we've sold through our 50 orders and suddenly the shop shuts.
And you've got another half a day left.
I've got like another 9 hours. So 9 hours in this igloo with the team are singing the theme tune to Wicked and entertaining. They got on the ice skating ring, like with the live stream going because we just couldn't tell. And the TikTok team were amazing. They were working behind the scenes to get it lifted. And I think learning from our side is if they'd had a tiny bit of notice from us that we were aware of the violation, they absolutely could have got it fixed. But I think from our side, we'd missed it because, again, it's a new channel for us. It wouldn't have all the eyes. And they got it lifted in the last half an hour. I think we did quite well.
So you had quite a break then where you were skating or whatever.
And we'd kept them interested. And these guys were invested in the shop coming back online. They were like, we're ready, we're waiting. And we had all these prizes to win. Yeah, so it was an amazing hour. But Oh my goodness, the office Christmas tree got lost. I stole it on the way to the live stream and it ended up in the bin.
Chaos.
So I owed you a Christmas
It's
tree.
just an authentic piece, isn't it? At the end of the, someone's on and I go, oh yeah, we can't buy it. Then you're going, oh, sorry guys. There's been a bit of a technical glitch. We're waiting for somebody to turn us on.
It was, yeah.
Hang fire for a half. So you're literally waiting for quite some time then, and you're just talking.
I think it was the last 45 minutes before we had to shut up shop, we were able to sell. And then very kindly, the TikTok team and the partners we were working with extended the live for us by about 45 minutes. So we kept going for a bit longer. But really great experience, though, because I think it taught us a lot about, being on top of our metrics and keeping an eye properly. And also just entertaining. So in that situation, when it is all going a little bit wrong, the team were incredible. And while we hadn't sold as many products as we hoped, the engagement and the community response to what was happening was incredible. People were loving the singing, dancing.
So I guess you look back at that, and obviously that was your first main live. And a lot of things went wrong, but you did it. You stepped into it. You did it, and obviously there was some success commercially, but a lot of success around the community, the brand. But now, sort of here, how I guess for the listeners, it'd be quite interesting, intriguing, the sort of size of the lives that you do now.
Now, I'd say we have got much more structured. We've got an amazing agency partner that we work with who and I think we didn't have the skills internally to run those live streams. And I think they just onboarded with us that first live. And again, that violation issue wasn't anyone but ours. But now they're a lot slicker. We have an amazing producer who is scripting us every minute, so we know exactly what we're saying when we're saying it. And I think it was a surprise to me because I wasn't expecting to end up hosting them, which is what's happened to me. So now I'm front of camera as well as behind it. And it's been a really great... The best analogy I can give to it is if you have sold in retail stores and you've done eventing, it is that skill set that is talking to people. And even though they're through a screen, that is still those same skills that I've been fortunate at INKEY to go and work in Sephora stores in the US and in Boots stores in the UK. And it's it's those skills I've been able to translate into the live shopping experience.
You're talking straight to the customer, which is where all of our insights come as well. And I think just to put it into perspective, our live stream revenue is now 21% of our TikTok shop revenue. So it really does power our growth.
So for those that are listening, that are thinking about maybe doing their first live stream, what would you say to them?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Look at how we started to where we are now. Even I look back and cringe. Like I was on my own in the office on Black Friday last year. It was awful. I fully transparent. I was not great. But if we hadn't started then, we wouldn't be where we are now. And it can feel so daunting. And it's not my skill set, I promise you before this, but it's absolutely worth it. And I think what you're going to build with your audience from doing it is powerful.
I really want to do one. I really want to do
your podcast. Won't you come and do a live stream with us?
I'll do it 100%. I'm going to need to learn about the products a little bit, but I would love to do one. Yeah, it's so interesting. I think like you said about the people that have worked in store, dealt with customers, and just discussed the products. I think that, but then you maybe put a camera in front of people and they get, oh, I can't do that. But they're the perfect people to do that, aren't they?
We have a really great founding team in Colette Laxton and Mark Curry. So Colette quite often hosts the lives and she's amazing at it. Like she's a true talent. She's born to do it.
Yeah.
And it's really great with her engaging with those customers in that way and giving them access to her. She started her own TikTok channel. And again, watching those same people come across and over, it's just really nice linking up all these separate things and being able to engage with them in a real personable way.
Yeah. It really find it really intriguing that you can literally just hit record and talk about your product. And obviously, if you work at that business or it's your business, you're obviously very passionate about the product and you can do hours and hours and hours and hours. But it must get a little bit tricky at times. Maybe when you're 2-3 hours in, you've said the same thing maybe 10 times. What advice would you give to the guys on that?
I think, so for us, you have to remember that your audience is constantly new. So the actual watch rate on a TikTok shop is not that long. So while you're looking at that number thinking, oh, there's 200 people watching us right now.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a different 200 people every 2 minutes or so. So from that side, just you're not repeating yourself. They're new.
Because the original people have maybe gone, new 200, just 200, or whatever your number is, yeah.
Yes, it's generally quite a fresh audience. And I'd also say, I think to be on TikTok shop with your brand, you will love what you're selling. I really back our products and I can go on that live and sell them with confidence because I know that they work. And if they get them into the right hands and viewing it as, again, we've got quite a large product portfolio, like we've got quite a few SKUs.
Do you generally talk about a lot of the SKUs, or is it like this live is about this particular set or this particular range, or
it's interesting?
Can it just change? Right, we're going to do.
It can.
Yeah, it depends who's joining the live, doesn't it?
Yeah, we go in with quite a tight plan of what we're going after. The bundles, the team will request specific bundles to be built. But as you're live and you have the audience data, our producer will be sat there saying, well, actually, a lot of the audience at this age bracket, they may be more interested in this. Can we pivot? And
That's changing as you go. That is so amazing, isn't it? So as you might be getting it in your ear or on the board saying, right, the average age at the moment is 35.
actually, we need it's these products.
This is the range for that.
And if people mention, like, tell us about this, or, oh, I love this product, it just switches, isn't it? And then we'll maybe put that on a flash sale for that person, sell 5 of them, and it's really reactive.
I think that's what's really enjoyable about it, is getting those insights in a very live fashion of, actually, we came to talk about this, but my goodness, you want to hear about this? Fine, let's go for it. We get in trouble because we read the comments too much in the live streams. They're like, focus on the sale, please.
So there's quite a lot going on then. You've obviously you've started off selling XYZ on the live, and then you've got some of the teams saying, oh, the audience has changed to this, and then the comments might be saying this, and you've got to sort of navigate and watch quite a lot of things that are going on at the same. You've got to, at the same time, you've then got to articulate the brand in the right way and not get flustered. But if you do get flustered, I guess it's not the end of the world. You just carry on.
Oh, we have had some funny boards have fallen down, things have tripped around us, we've opened boxes and found the wrong product. Like, there's been so many things. I think it is just keeping your calm, because people are sympathetic and they're with you. They're not judging you, and I think that's probably hard to disassociate from when you're first going live. And then again, we have got Colette, who is so good at articulating the brand story, and I think using that as a mechanic to sell, obviously, but getting that story across and the why of the products. And some of the best moments we've had in the live streams are where she's talking through her personal experiences with the products, why we've developed them.
So that's really at the heart of most of the lives, is the story, the history, where the products have come from.
Yes, you can't get too carried into it, and it has to be fun and entertaining, and actually a lot of that is switching on bundles and the deals. But as you're selling that bundle in your very limited slot, getting in that story and that piece. This is my wedding routine. So Colette got married this year, we put her skincare routine into a bundle.
So she's talking about a wedding, and
she went foundation free because of the exosome serum that we have. Like, those are the narratives that connect personally and also convert.
I think it's like, it is an entertainment platform. People aren't expecting a polished, scripted show. They don't get one. There's a lot of comedic value, and I think Colette keeps it really real, and they love her for it, so it works.
Oh, I love it. So let's change direction a little bit. So TikTok Shop, in terms of sitting within a marketing team, I think, how do you sort of do that? I think there's a lot of people are not sure who should really look after that in terms of, is it a social side of things? Is it more on the e-com side? And then there's the revenue piece. How did you, obviously it sounds like the first one was just, right, let's just do this thing, and there was loads of thought put into that bit, but now it's obviously more of a big production, a lot more resource around it now.
What I'd say from my experiences is that, in just being at events and meeting people, is a lot of the time it does end up with the social team. I am really fortunate at INKEY because I am not a commercial girly. It's not my background. I've not, half the things Kiri could do, I cannot do. But I have an amazing team at INKEY that have helped me grow in the areas that I need to. We've got a brand new CRO officer, our head of online. Kiri is invaluable to me on a daily basis. So I think, and there are skills that I have within the shop platform that are new to you. And I think it's one more, we've had to work together more than I think on any other project I could think of, hand in hand, because it does end up sitting with social quite often, but it's probably not the most natural home, because I love it for its brand awareness metrics. Making it run as a proper e-commerce channel, I need Kiri's expertise.
It is completely 50-50, and we're both from that 24-hour world where nothing slows down, everything's always changing on both e-com and social, so I think we are just...
It's a good fit.
Yeah. So am I right in thinking then you maybe put the packages together on the commercial side, and you'll be like, well, yeah, okay, or there might be then a slight tweak or change, and then as the live is going, obviously you've started there, but as we said 5 minutes ago, then we know that we've got to then very quickly... So you've already been discussed, well, if we move to this, we'll package this with this. And then if we sell out of that, we'll go to this, that type of thing. And obviously, in terms of margin, profitability, stock availability, all the things that make sure the stuff goes out the door profitably are also ticked off. It's quite a juggling act, isn't it?
A lot of moving parts, I think, in both the lives and just the shop ticking along as usual. Like, you're good at like noticing trends, being like, we should have this bundle or these products bundled together, and then I can be like, you can sell it at that price, or and with that comes a stock forecasting. So we need to make sure that we've actually got the stock to sell it if you want to sell it.
And if you have a spike where something's doing particularly well, they can come out of nowhere and do catch you out.
And it's all about keeping the channel profitable. So it's, not mega discounts, keeping an eye on our margins, but also sticking with the trends.
Not selling, what was it, for £1 like you did on the first
No
one?
SBS for £1.
No SPS for £1. But I think even when you are discounting, like in the lives, you probably discount slightly heavier than in the channel and wide, but there's a different objective perhaps for the lives in getting sales behind a bundle, testing it out, see how it works, driving a limited volume at a certain price for a short period of time to give you a spike to help the algorithm give you traffic into your live. And again, we have an amazing agency who support us on this. So like, I would say one of my top tips is if you are new to this, we've found when we started out very competitive, partners that are able to help us drive this because it wasn't our expertise in some of these areas.
We know the guys, very good guys. Should we give them a shout out?
We work with Unsociable, who are supporting this at the minute, but we wouldn't be here without their expertise. And again, the team at TikTok as well, they are there to help you. So the minute any resources, opportunities, or their learning hubs on their platform, please take advantage because our account rep, I'll give her a shout out, Juliana, has also helped get us here because she's been so good at supporting us through the things we didn't understand. Yeah,
well, I can sort of hear to that. We've got obviously quite a few clients that do similar. And the team at TikTok, obviously we ran an event. You guys were our guests and speakers at our event a few months ago. Brilliant team. Get that support from the people that know what they're doing. And get that first live, and then let's see where it can go, like you guys. So
now you might be looking for an SEO boost, a down-to-earth digital PR campaign to share your story, or maybe just some straightforward technical help to amp up your performance. Now that's where Ecom Now comes in, a partner that's all about making things easier for your online store. Our services cover everything from creating professional content for your e-commerce categories to refining your product descriptions. Now, whether you're just starting out or have been in it for a while, we're here to deliver real impactful results that add to your bottom line without unnecessary commitments. You can order one-off or multiple projects with a quick turnaround. Simply choose what you need.
We've done a good live, we've sold a lot of stuff and it's hit certain KPIs. How do you then really report on the success of a live? You've done that big live, you've done your 9 hours, you're buzzing or you're knackered, one of the two, probably a bit of both. And then you come out of it and then you're looking at how successful that was. What are some of the shared KPIs across the sort of social e-com management team that you're looking to achieve?
I think the lives are quite siloed in the sense that we do measure the revenue on those ones, don't we? In terms of like bestsellers, how much the live made in general, because there's such a big team involved and there's travel involved, there's studio hire involved. But I think more of a wider piece on TikTok Shop with the lives and the normal shop is sort of that brand awareness piece as well, because although we want to be profitable, that doesn't necessarily mean just on the TikTok Shop channel, because that it's an acquisition channel really. Like 80% of our customers are brand new. So it's figuring out, okay, they discover us through TikTok, they shop by us through TikTok, but then do they come back on D2C or do they come back in stores? So it's really a huge piece, isn't it? You measure EMV and other tricks.
We love our live streams. They're really fun. I think what I'd probably say the heartbeat of our engine is the affiliate program that we're looking at and getting those content creators on board. Watching them take our products and tell stories that we hadn't conceived yet within the marketing team and do really well with them has been incredible for us. So as much as we love the live streams, we want them to make money for the business, obviously, but there are those wider community KPIs. And I think that's what you have to balance with TikTok Shop is what it's driving as a sales channel in itself and how it's driving your brand awareness wider than TikTok Shop. And I think for us, those need to go hand in hand and feel like both things are being achieved.
So talk to me more about so we're pushing the brand out there. Obviously, we're selling X amount. That's great. But what we're saying is it's much more than that. We're getting the brand out into a lot of new people, and that is that 80% that we're trying to achieve or plus of new business. But then we're trying to attract affiliates with the lives. Is that
no? So this sort of TikTok Shop breaks it down into like 3 sections: sales for your shop tab and shop page, sales for your live streams, and sales through your affiliates. So affiliates, they have an affiliate hub within the platform. So you can put your products on there on open commission rates. So people can come in and self-apply. You can look at their stats and metrics and decide who from that list you want to work with. You can also target plans. So you can outreach with specific commission rates to affiliates that you've perhaps chosen versus self-serve and come to you. And then
so they typically get better rates potentially or different rates.
Yes.
Different deals.
It might be almost campaigns as well. So if we're looking to promote a particular SKU, we might test doing a different commission rate, but all to be played with. And from there, they'll get their product sent from our D2C. So it's
Yeah.
quite a quick and efficient way of sending out products for us. I used to look after influencer, and obviously gifting is amazing and very valuable to the brand, but it can be, in terms of getting custom boxes designed and the process, it's a bit more labor intensive. Whereas here, I think because we're both working on a business relationship and they've got a job to do with that product, it does come from our D2C warehouse. I'm umming a lot, sorry. And then they'll get the product out, they'll make content from that. They're KPI'd within the TikTok platform on whether or not they produce the content. So they get a score, and that impacts their score. So if you send a product and they don't, you can also do, not try before you buy, but they will purchase a product. And if they make a sale, they'll get the refund back versus us outlaying the cost up front.
So they buy it up front. If they sell one, they get the refund.
I've not played around with that bit too much, so I'm not an expert here, but that is what the mechanics are.
That's new to me. Yeah, So affiliates drive quite a revenue piece then.
And a brand awareness piece for us. So I think for us, it's the content they're creating, and in mass and at scale is really exciting. And I think as we're growing this channel, because it's a new one for us, seeing where that can take us next year, I think is really exciting.
So do you then, from that, okay, that's going well, you've got X amount of affiliates and creators creating, and then you see someone doing really, really well, it's probably the top 5% or whatever number we want to pick. Do you then reach out to them maybe and sort of do more of a bespoke deal with them, or maybe they reach out to you because they can see they're doing really well? Is there more of a...
It's quite a lot of it's managed within the platform.
Yeah.
There are quite a few affiliate events that TikTok put on. I think growing our affiliate community across next year. I think we have a WhatsApp group currently with the top creators. There's competitions that we run and prize mechanics. So, and again, we work with an agency partner to run that just from a resource perspective from our side. And so yes, there is a lot of ways to engage and entertain. And again, TikTok do have eventing that you can take part in. We went to one in September and met a lot of some really great affiliates in the UK. And what I found really interesting about the affiliate community is, whereas sometimes with the influencer community, you can find it is quite centralized to key cities. So Manchester, London, the affiliate community, I feel like they're more diverse regionally. So from a brand perspective, it can be harder to get them all into a room. So when the point I'm trying to make is leverage the events that TikTok are facilitating, because it is
going to ask you about that.
It pulls them all together in a way that perhaps you haven't got the same incentivization for if it's just you there for them to travel.
Wow. So events, I mean, I think we talk about events probably on every third episode, and I think going to events in your space, in your e-com store space, but going to events that maybe TikTok are running to attract affiliates, or going to affiliate events for maybe third-party affiliates, obviously meeting people in space. Any tips on sort of going to those events? I think a lot of people are quite nervous about going to events on their own, maybe as a smaller merchant or the first-time liver, or going to these events. What's a sort of a strategy of maybe getting a bit out of that event, the most out of going to an event where these affiliates and maybe TikTok are running these events?
I think it's just being really open to just. I mean, I'd never been to an affiliate event before. I think November last year. We went to the first one up in Manchester. We had a really amazing time. I took some of my team with us, and I think it was just meeting people where they're at. So don't come in with a sales pitch, and you're not at a conference. These are real human beings. Yeah,
proper conversation rather than...
This is some of their job. Their full-time job is being an affiliate on their commission rates. So I think it's just engaging with them in that manner and as people to people. And I think some of the affiliates we've worked with, we surprised one at a TikTok event with a pair of AirPod Maxes because she's performed so well for us.
Oh, it's a gift.
Yeah, and she was the first affiliate we'd really seen traction with, and many more have gone on since then, and we looked forward to rewarding all of them. But we just wanted to say thank you, because what she did for us was kind of help make us and myself go, oh, there's something in this. Wow, this is incredible. And they're just lovely people. Sorry.
That's why you're all there for the same reason. Like, even if you don't know the person, you're there by yourself. You've got something in common, which is why you're there. So...
And they're interested in your product in the sense that they want to be able to go and sell it. So as much as I'm saying it's not a sales pitch, give them the tools they need. And why should they be interested in your product? What is it about your product that they can go out to a TikTok? What are the hooks that you think could be really work? Help, I think, try and capture their imagination. So it's not, this is my product, it is $24.99, it does X, Y, and Z. But, oh my God, this is great for X. Give them stories.
Going back to the story of your founder, I think, when she's talking about the stories of, we used this for the wedding, it was brilliant because I had a problem with it, and we used this to do the whatever it is.
Those are the moments I think that capture attention. I think that's what I'd be looking to give them, is excitement about why they could go and sell your product for you.
So go to events, guys.
Please go to events.
Go. So TikTok run, are they sort of invite only, or can you get on our list? Is there any sort of insights on how to get invited to these events?
That's a really good question. We've got a great account rep who frequently invites us, but I think be proactive with your reps,
Yeah.
reach out and ask. And I think we've always asked questions and popped up and gone, oh, can we do this? Can we come to this?
Yeah.
And that I'd say is just be proactive in asking. And they are the most supportive team. Like, they want you to do well, and they're here for you, and they want to help you do well. And if you show up and you show you're willing and consistent, they will do it, move heaven and earth if they can to help you achieve those goals.
And if you've not got a rep, guys, I would say if you're still with us, we're going to reward you with a reach out to us, and we'll see if we can point you in the right direction at Econ One in terms of the team at TikTok, and hopefully we might be able to get you on a list to go to your first event or different events. Is there other events as well that are sort of non-TikTok?
This is where I find out that I'm not invited to loads.
Well, you're maybe not allowed to tell. Well, there is, but yeah.
We've been to a couple of affiliate events at their HQ in London, which were really exciting for us. Again, these are the first time we've done these events with TikTok.
Yeah.
And we've taken a selection of product. We listened to really interesting. We did a speech to them from the stage, and then we socialized afterwards with a breakfast and got to actually speak to the affiliates and tell them why we're excited about our products and why we think that they should be too, from a perspective of being able to go and tell those stories about them out there.
Yeah.
And I think some of those relationships we've kept, and we can see them coming through in our performance. I did a really great event with TikTok in September where we had loads of beauty brands and press that came in, and getting the chance to like exhibit, chat to the affiliates, and also find out how it works for them. Like, are they happy with our systems and our rates? Because again, it's a very platform-based interactions. Like, we're not actually DMing them like we would with influencers, where we have a more personalized communication stream. This is very through a system. So I think that chance to find out, what would you like to see us do? How is it working for you is really great.
Nice opportunity, isn't it? Like you say, because normally they're just going on the platform. It's just a list of data names, but not that relationship. So you get the opportunity to build the relationships, don't you? And do you know what? She was really cool. Let's get her on the podcast.
Or the live streams. Affiliate creators can run live streams for you. If you find someone that event you think's really got you and really got the products, like, set them free. Like,
yeah. Right, change of direction. Are you ready?
Yes.
No idea what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, but it's alive. I've just got to make it up as I go.
Welcome to our world.
So I want to just wind back to sort of half an hour ago. We talked about sort of the different things that you sell on lives, and you alluded to a few different, areas around bundles, single SKU. How do you figure out what to sell to remain profitable? And it's the sort of no doubt you've done quite a lot now. So what's the strategy now around what to sell?
Yeah, strategy is to keep as long as all of our best sellers are on TikTok Shop, that's our first point. And then also, because we know it's an acquisition channel, if they've come through one of our best sellers, it's gone viral, making sure there's a bundle that exists with that product and other products that we want them to buy into, which we know on D2C are good retention SKUs. So it's all about closing that loop between all of our channels, because once you buy on TikTok Shop, we don't necessarily know yet if you do come back and buy elsewhere. So it's not like we can give you like an abandoned cart flow or a loyalty emails or anything, because we can't do that on TikTok Shop. So bundling is still a work in progress, but I think it's making sure the right product show up to the right people with the right educational content at the same time. Because again, on TikTok, it's like you have such a short attention span, they just want to buy it really quickly. So making sure that all of what they need to know is on there, because they're not going to read a description like they would on D2C. So it's different style of shopping.
It's really intriguing, isn't it? Because I think you've got that element of where I'm just going to buy this single thing for a smaller amount. Then you've got this bundle of products, which is no doubt 4 or 5 times the amount. So that's quite a considered purchase potentially. But then what is in that bundle for you guys commercially? There's things in there that ideally they come back and buy more of, or they need to buy more of, because it's a part of something that you would. I don't put too much skincare on my face, as you can probably tell. But
we need to fix.
Yeah,
we need to fix that.
We'll do it on the live.
Okay, give you a live routine with us.
But obviously, you've got the type of products you sell. There's quite a lot of the lifetime value is a huge part, isn't it?
100%, yeah. And those bundles that we do build, we try to make a full routine out of, so that if you run out of one, you need to come back to us again, because really your start to end routine should be in one bundle. So, yeah.
So they bought something on TikTok Live. Maybe 1 or 5 things. They've got their order. So what do you do then to get them across? What sort of things are you doing to get them across to the store, to get them to become more loyal buyers and buy again and again?
I think that's the bit we're still trying to work out, really, isn't it? It's we don't even know if the TikTok Shop customer is the D2C customer, or if they're
actually buying in retail.
Yeah,
So
that
there's
you-
a question for us around affiliate content and what is that halo effect into stores. And I think what's really exciting for us is with some of the live streams we're testing out our insiders community, the loyalty program we built up. How can we get our TikTok shop customers to want to engage in our loyalty program? So our link in our bio on our UK TikTok channel at the minute is to our loyalty program, and we've tested out live in the last month. We were driving the customers to, hey, these prices are great, want these great prices all the time. Be an INKEY Insider, you'll get first access to X, Y, and Z. So I think we're still building it together and testing what works. But I think that's really exciting for both of us, is how do we link these communities
Exactly.
up?
The most profitable channel for us is D2C. So ideally, we want you to come back and to shop on there, which is why we have the loyalty program with loads of incentives. But yeah, it's getting them from one channel to the next.
Balancing it all.
Yeah.
That's the trick, isn't it? It's gone so quick. We're almost at the end. I think we'll just finish with a couple of questions that I think if people are listening now and they're sort of really thinking about squeezing and scaling more out of their TikTok shop, what's maybe one or two bits of advice from both of you that you would give to somebody who's with us now, listening, going, oh, great, but I'm doing okay on TikTok shop. I'm doing a bit of bundling, and I get it that I've got to bundle this and that because I'm going to get the lifetime value ideally. But what's maybe one other little nugget or two from you each?
I would say just the time and consistency, because I think it was quite hard for us to find the time initially. It was like a little side hustle for us alongside our full-time jobs, but now we've both kind of moved into this being a key focus for us, and that's where we've seen the growth, because it's not a channel that can just run in the background without you putting work into it. So it's not possible for everyone, but if you
Get it going.
Commit to
get
it.
it going, and then consistency, schedule, perhaps.
I think for me, it's just get it set up right. So we've done this as an experiment, and there's been some logistical and operational challenges that, because of the way we set this up, and one of our core business tenets is to be fast, right? And to move quick. So we're not opposed to how we've done it. But if you can just make sure you're aware of how you're connecting to the warehouse and your longer term, and keep an eye on what it looks like when you have scaled it up dramatically, because suddenly small problems are big problems. So if you watch it earlier, you can catch them earlier and fix it before it's at scale. And I think that's probably been really interesting for us, is we've grown really fast and it's been an incredible journey. And there's been some bumps that probably, if we spent 5 minutes earlier here, could have been avoided. And they've been really fun to solve as challenges, but perhaps with slightly less urgency if we noticed them a little bit earlier.
I think that's the game we're in, isn't it, as well? It's like you want to be mega organised, but at the same respect, it's a balance, isn't it? Because if you wait to be mega organised, you never do the thing. So it's like, yeah, it resonates, because I like to think I'm uber organised, but at the same respect, I'll walk in here and go, right, we're launching a podcast next week. That was 5 years ago. And
Look at you now.
And then we got all this stuff, but we didn't back then. We had a microphone. It was just like a bit wonky and worked a little bit.
Just got to go.
Yeah, just got to do it. Just got to get it done. So get it done, guys. Well, thank you so much, the pair of you, Sarah, Kiri, for coming on the show. I like to finish every episode with a book recommendation. Do you have a book each to recommend to our listeners, Sarah?
It's called Bad Blood. It's by John Carreyrou, and he was a journalist for the Wall Street Journal, and it's all about the Theranos Elizabeth Holmes scandal with the blood testing company in America. And I just find these stories fascinating about how these corporate failures can happen at mass scale. With, look at their board. If you haven't read it and you don't know it, please read it, because it is such a wild journey. Really recommend.
I know the story. I know there's a series about it as well, which I was also.
I can't remember her name now.
Yeah,
Amanda Seyfield is. Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah,
that's the Dropout. But before the Dropout, Bad Blood.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the Dropout's also a podcast. Theranos, like my Roman Empire. Before you get into any deeper media, you start with Bad Blood by John Carreyrou. Then we're going to go into the Dropout podcast. Then the Dropout TV series with Amanda Seyfield.
I think we should recommend one thing, but it's okay.
Well, I've given you a whole programs that you have to speed them throughout.
I've got a busy weekend.
Yeah.
And Kiri?
Mine's like less corporate, but mine is a lady's tour around Mont, Rosa, which is a book that was written in the 1800s. I like hiking and I like the outdoors, and this was a book written by a lady who went to travel one of the tallest mountains in the Swiss Alps when women weren't really allowed to do that. So it's a really interesting read and very empowering.
Sounds very special. Very nice. Yeah, we'll link that up in the show notes. Well, thank you for coming on the show. For those that want to find out more about yourselves and more about INKEY, what's the best way to do that?
I mean, I need to update my LinkedIn, because if you look at it now, I don't currently work at the INKEY List, but I promise you I do. This is not a giant fraud. But if you can, find me on LinkedIn, it's Sarah Lee. I will have updated it by the time this podcast comes out.
Yeah,
And mine's Kiri Leach on LinkedIn as well.
And for those that want to find out more about the products and more about INKEY's product range, what's the best way to do that?
Well, I'm going to say come watch a live stream, but that won't.
Yeah.
D2C.
Live stream, D2C.
INKEYList.com.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe or follow button wherever you are listening to this podcast, so you're always the first to know when a new episode is released. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you on the next one.